Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I am retired Sergeant Sam Keenan out of Westchester County, New York. On this channel, we break down police and public interaction for better understanding. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now let's get to the next video. We're going to head over to Tennessee, the state of Tennessee. It seems like they got an issue with false arrests and serious problem, ongoing problem. You see what I mean?
It still devastated me. It's still something I'm working through even now.
That's the reaction tonight to what WSMV4 Investigates has now uncovered about sober people charged with DUI.
We told you last week in our ongoing sobering problem investigations, 609 people have been charged with DUI in Tennessee, and they were completely sober.
609
featured
people
so far were right here in Middle Tennessee, but Chief Investigative
Sober.
Reporter Jeremy Finley found this is a statewide problem.
This should never happen. Never.
Just moments into his horizontal gaze assessment last November, Henry Esslinger let state troopers know he needs to stop his field sobriety test.
That's the horizontal gaze exam, field sobriety exam. And what you do is you observe the involuntary movements. It will give an indication that you're under the influence of some type of narcotic or alcohol. It's pretty accurate, but you got to be experienced and know how to implement it.
I feel very lightheaded, not very well. Full of adrenaline from being in an accident.
After rear-ending a tractor-trailer, troopers note he has a slurred speech and glassy eyes.
I feel very shaky right now from the adrenaline.
Troopers suspect he's under the influence.
Now, he does seem to have slurred speech, and he was just in an accident. His eyes did seem to be a little, out of sorts, but the man could be in shock. And in Tennessee here, it appears they take blood work. In New York, we're using a toxicolizer first and then a breathalyzer. And that's pretty accurate. And it's you blow into a machine. And in Tennessee, apparently they're taking blood work. And we'll see what happens.
Man, I haven't drank nothing.
Are you willing to give blood though, sir?
Yeah, I'll give blood. I'll do it. Breathalyzer, I'll do whatever.
After giving blood, Esslinger is arrested.
If you wouldn't mind, just put your hands right here for me.
Now, he gave blood, but there's no results of this blood test yet. But they're going ahead with charges based on their observations. When an officer does that, he has to be pretty sure, almost positive, that this gentleman's under the influence of alcohol or some type of narcotic. Proper thing to do if you're just taking blood is wait for the blood work to come back and then issue a warrant or a summons to the guy. But apparently they're not going to do that. They're going to go ahead and charge him and then see what happens.
Charged with DUI. Months later, his alcohol and blood work shows he was completely sober.
Boom.
I felt like I was way too shaken up from the accident. I was still trying to process what all had happened.
What's it like to be charged with a crime you didn't commit?
So it doesn't feel good at all.
Esslinger wasn't arrested in Middle Tennessee.
It sounded like he just talked like that all the time. So the officer, not knowing him, thought he was drunk, but he sounded like that's his regular, the way he articulates, apparently.
Instead, in Haywood County, near Memphis, in West Tennessee, head east to Sevier County, and that's where you'll find the mugshot of Reed Hawley.
He slaps the cuffs on me.
Arrested by state troopers for DUI in 2019 after showing several clues of impairment and given a breathalyzer.
The bottom line is it was all zeros. And he showed it to me and I said, "Oh, really?" I said, you think you want to let me go now?" And he goes, "No, you're under the influence of something."
But
Now, he passed the breathalyzer at the scene. So where's the probable cause there? And then he says to him, "You're under the influence of something." You just guessing? You got no PC there. That smells like false arrest if I ever heard of it. Stay the hell out of Tennessee. Don't drive through there. Roll on.
his blood test showed no drugs in his system. His DUI charge dismissed, but not before he had to pay his attorney more than $7,000 and cover his own court costs.
Insane.
And I paid the clerk $350. And the trooper and another trooper were standing there, and I looked at him and I said, "You happy now?" I said, "You see what you did, what you cost me for this this mistake is pretty costly.
That's
How are you
life-changing.
going to reimburse me for this? Is the state going to reimburse me for this?
Everybody doesn't have that
He
kind of
just
money.
snubbed me, looked at me like I was garbage, and just walked away down the hall.
Head south to Marion County.
See, that's listen, 24 years of law enforcement, and I was the BTO guy, the breath test operation sergeant. And I'm telling you, you better know what you're doing. And you got people's lives in your hands here. And based on what he's telling me, now this is only his side, but based on what he's telling me and based on the evidence that they have over 600 false arrests, they have poor training in that state, or their equipment's messed up. One or the other. They're not calibrating their equipment, and they have horrible training and horrible procedure. You cannot arrest someone without probable cause. They don't have the probable cause here, not based on what I'm seeing.
Outside Chattanooga, and that's where Nate Collins fought a charge of DUI in possession of a handgun after failing a field sobriety test last year.
It was terrifying. I thought it was so surreal, knowing that I was innocent.
What did it do to your life to get this DUI charge?
I didn't get into grad school. They couldn't tell me a specific reason for that, for legal reasons. But I do think the fact that I had pending drug charges.
We told Collins about the hundreds of other drivers we found just like him across the state.
So you're among the 609 innocent people who have been charged with this crime.
It still devastated me. It's still something I'm working through even now. And I think about 608 other people to have gone through that, to maybe not have had the resources I had.
Guys, they got a procedural problem in that state. They got a training problem. They have apparently an equipment problem. How do you charge someone without any probable cause? Yes, you can charge someone based on your observations if they fail certain tests. But you better be proficient in implementing those tests against the defendant. And I can proudly say I never got it wrong. And I rarely use the field intoxilizer. I use the breathalyzer back at headquarters. I always use the gaze and nystagmus and the walk and turn, and I never got it wrong, not once. They've done it 609 times in the last 2 years. Sounds like a class action lawsuit to me. I'd own that state if I was them. You can't do that to people. And life changing. What if you don't have the funds? That could wreck someone's career in their lives. And the state needs to take that serious. I had heard this was transpiring, never looked into it, but apparently it's a rampant problem. Not just in Tennessee, in a couple other states too, but this is the main culprit here. You guys got any comments on this, hit me up in the chat. I appreciate your support. And you guys have a blessed night. I'll see you guys on the next one.